Guy Dawson is the managing member of Classy Communications, a full-service media and marketing company. A seasoned businessman who started his first business at age 12, Guy started Classy Communications to help businesses and organizations improve their bottom lines by leveraging the power of mass media. His firm has worked with a diverse list of clients in real estate, publishing, construction, politics, radio and television broadcasting, network marketing, health and wellness, independent films, digital marketing, and a host of nonprofit organizations. Now, let's make some PR connections with your host, Guy Dawson.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to PR Connections, the business edition, your solution for business success. My name is Guy Dawson, and I'm the managing member of Classy Communications, a media and marketing company. We strive to create massive growth in your business bottom line through mass media marketing. Classy Communications can bring greater recognition to your business or organization with public relations, marketing, publishing, broadcast opportunities, event planning, and more. For a free consultation, please call 702-845-6129 or visit classycommunications.net. PR Connections is a forum where business owners, entrepreneurs, sales professionals, and investors showcase what they do. We share cutting-edge business concepts in public relations, marketing, political activism, investing, and personal development. Our business education series features successful local, national, and international entrepreneurs. Tune in and learn business from the best. This segment of the PR Connections radio show is brought to you by the Business Connections of Nevada Networking Group. The Business Connections of Nevada Networking Group builds relationships with business owners with the purpose of networking, sharing inspiration, motivation, and referral leads among its members. To learn more about its weekly connection meetings, visit businessconnectionsnv.com or call 702-839-8586. And I am happy to be bringing you PR Connections, the business edition, in a new time slot over here on News Talk KDWN 720 AM. We had been broadcasting in the 6 p.m. spot from, I guess, around the somewhere around mid-February up until a couple of weeks ago, and we were fortunate that a slot became available earlier in the day to be able to bring you all this show, and so I am very excited to be sharing the concepts of PR Connections with all of you, and we are looking forward to coming to you every week in this 9 a.m. time slot. The PR Connections radio show was, I actually created it in 2011, and I broadcast on another AM station here in Las Vegas, and we have been sharing public relations, marketing, and all things related to business with the audience in the Las Vegas area, as well as across the world through streaming and the internet for 5 years. And so a couple of months ago, I got the opportunity to be able to bring the show over here to KDON, and it's been a wonderful experience being affiliated with such a prestigious network that has been around for so long. And again, we are, very excited to be able to share the concepts of business, investing, and many other things with this show. I have a co-host, and he is a good friend of mine. His name is Don Lainer. I call him the real estate mogul. You'll be hearing him on a regular basis, sharing things related to business and real estate, a very successful entrepreneur who has tremendous insight into the things that can make a person more successful in business. And that is what the PR Connections radio show is all about. It is all about us helping it be all about you become a better business owner and entrepreneur. And hey, welcome to it's early in the day, Don, and here we are doing it again.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Guy, and congratulations on a great time slot. Looking forward to helping out all the new listeners that are out there that are on their drive or just getting to work. Looking forward to helping them become entrepreneurial and teach them some ways to make more money and put extra money in their pockets. So excited to be here.
Will you share a little bit about your background in business?
Let's see, and I'm one of those self-starters that started with the no money start concept and started buying in 1989, actually, and worked my way from single-family residential properties where I took over distressed properties and ran them all the way up to here we are in the 60 and 80 unit portfolios running those. And then we opened up a service for buyers and sellers underneath Berkshire Hathaway all the way back in the Prudential Americana Group days. where we helped buyers buy their first-time home or helped entrepreneurs go into their second, third, and fourth units of inventory. And now we're handling about $46 million of inventory at any given time.
So you have an extensive background. I know Don and I have been good friends for many years, and I know a lot about his journey in business, and I also know that he has a real passion for encouraging people to strike out and have the entrepreneurial spirit. Were you always like that, Don? Have you always been the type of person who wanted to control his own destiny?
I would have to say yes on that. All the way from back in the days when I was a kid, I was kind of like the ringleader of what are we going to do next in the neighborhood. And taking that and translating that into business seems to be a pattern for me and the role that I play typically. So even with, and as you know, some of the business-to-business programs that I'm doing now, which is not really on the side, it's actually one of my equal passions even into real estate, where we're helping business owners and we travel around the globe and we do immersion courses around the globe and bring in guest speakers and teach business owners how to become better at what they do or get their message out there.
And there is a message that, again, we will be conveying on a weekly basis as a part of this show, is that you can do it. I mean, if you are someone who has a dream of becoming a business owner or an investor, it is possible, and that is what we stress on this show for the most part, is that we are showing you how you can do it. And of course, there are a lot of variables that affect your ability to be able to pull all the pieces together and achieve your dreams.
That's right. And one of the great things about you and the message that this show has is that for all of those entrepreneurially spirited business owners, solopreneurs or entrepreneurs, or actually vested business owners that are experienced, they all are welcome to come on the show. In fact, this is an invite. Definitely make sure, Guy, that they know how to reach you, because one of the things that I notice all the time is when you bring in your guest appearances, they seem to get results that are amazing, and then they also get to be put into a network where they can share their ideas with other business owners, and business owners will support their success along the way.
Yes, this platform exists for you, the entrepreneur or the would-be entrepreneur or sales professional or investor, and it is a completely interactive show. And we have two business owners in the studio today who are going to be sharing their experiences. John Pinington with AA Printing Services. He has been a regular guest for the last couple of months on the show. And we also have Brett Marshall with Code 4 Bikes. He's a guy who I know from another career that I'm involved in. But these two men are typical of what this show embodies, and it's them sharing their adventures and journeys, heartbreaks and laughter, all things connected to being entrepreneurs and going on this journey. And we're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, Don's going to share about some events that he's going to be hosting in the upcoming weeks, and we'll also be speaking with John Pinington with AA Printing Services. See you all in a few minutes. You are listening to PR Connections, the business edition, at News Talk KDWN 720 AM and KDWN.com. And the phone lines are open at 702-257-5396 if you have any questions for us related to business or the entrepreneurial spirit. Web Design Island is helping business owners and entrepreneurs bring their ideas to life online. Learn more about their service and a la carte options at webdesignisland.com. Our real estate mogul, Don Lainer's got some events coming up. Don, you want to share with the audience some of the ways that they can get together with you to become better at doing business?
Sure. The college has got some personal enrichment programs that are coming up, and they've asked me to write a few classes for them. So I've got 3 that are launching in the next month, and I'm inviting all the listeners today to come on down. That's for sure. You could either sign up by calling my office at 702-869-9999, or you can enroll right on the College of Southern Nevada website as well. But the classes are individual classes, or they can be individually taken. They're part of the Business Mastery series, and they have Career Essentials 1.0. That's going to be on August 1st. However, the one that is earlier than that is Business Essentials 1.0, and that's going to be on July 11th. We also have the buy and sell real estate on June 9th, and all of those classes are going to start at 6 p.m. at the the West Charleston campus. And then I've got an event in Martha's Vineyard. This is an immersion program for our business owners, and that is going to be on June 21st through 25th. And then we're going to do a back-to-back event for another group of investors and business owners that want to come through on June 26th through June 30th. And that's going to be in the Kelly House in Martha's Vineyard.
And I would encourage you all to take advantage of these classes that Don offers. We're going to be announcing them on a regular basis, working on yourself, your personal development, and increasing your knowledge in business is so important. Getting around other like-minded people, and that's another part of the format of this show, is that we basically create a business mastermind in this studio every week. Don offers these classes all over the world where you can literally get together with other groups of people who are like-minded, who are wanting to succeed in business, and the impact that that has on your business is tremendous, isn't it, Don?
Oh, it's totally tremendous. And, one other thing I'd actually like to mention is tomorrow night at 6 p.m. at my office is the Business Masters Toastmasters group that meets every other week at my office. And so that is a group of business owners that want to better their skills. And that's a lot of personal development as well, because a lot of people don't realize that you just don't go to a class on business and learn how to be a business owner. You actually have to develop yourself as a person along the way, so that way you can learn how to handle the money that you're going to be receiving.
Toastmasters International is the largest nonprofit organization in the world, actually, and it is the leading speaking and leadership organization as well. I have been a member for 9 years, and I would highly encourage you to consider joining that organization if you want to improve your communication skills, which will in turn help you to be more effective as a salesman, a marketer. I mean, I could sit here for an entire hour and talk about all the benefits that there are to being a member of Toastmasters International. But if I did that, I wouldn't have a chance to introduce my buddy John Pinington with AA Printing Services. And John and I have known each other from the networking community for many years, and he's been a reoccurring guest on the show over the last couple of months. Welcome, John.
Yes, good morning. Thank you. Thank you. And congratulations on your morning show.
And I've talked before about I have two of the hardest working people that I know in the studio when I have Don here and John. John and Don. These are some serious worker bees. And how's business?
Our business has been good. Like we talked about, I like what you said, that you can do anything that you want to. It's a discussion I had with one of my employees last week, because I told him I was taking on a new challenge with my business rolling the way it is. And he's like, well, what makes you think you could do that? I said, because I could do anything I want. And he's like, well, you can't do anything you want. I said, yes, you can. You can if you put your mind to it. The same way some people are driving right now going to work that started up a small business somewhere and thinking, should I jump? Should I go for it? Can I do it? Yes, you can do it. If you put your mind to it, you can do it. You have to have a system, you have to have a product, and you have to have the determination, and you have to be willing to work hard. Because like you said, you've known me for years, and I've been to every networking event that I can go to build my business, and that's what I did in the last 6 years.
You built your complete business as a result of networking. I'm a big believer in networking as well.
Yes, yeah, and that's what it is. When you start out as a business owner, like like Don started off with no money. I had less than $4,500, and I took a gamble. I've never done printing in my life, but I believe I can do it, and that was the first step. And I jumped into it and opened a shop, took a chance, and here I am 6 years later, 6 employees, and now my employees are running a shop for me. And that was me just taking a chance and believing in myself that I can do it.
And you started a business during an interesting time in Las Vegas, and I started my business around that time, Classic Communications. What was it that allowed you to sustain your business when so many of our friends, people that you and I know who were running businesses at that time, are no longer around? What was your secret?
Well, my secret was, again, networking. People believe if you open a shop or start a business, you're going to sit there and wait for people to come to you. People are not just going to walk into your shop because they see it on the side of the street. You have to go out, create a relationship. I call it we're farmers. We go out and we plant seeds. And it'll take a while, but if you keep planting, they'll keep coming. And that's all I did. I went to morning events. I went to noon events. I went to evening. I went to 2 or 3 events at night. Obviously, I'd get home really late, but it was worth it in the end, because now, like a quote I've always used from Muhammad Ali, he said, I'm going to train as hard as I can so I could be a champion for the rest of my life. I said to myself, I'm going to work as hard as I can right now so I could be successful for the rest of my life. And at this stage right now, I am at a stage where I don't need to be at my shop. My employees are taking care of it for me. And that's where every business owner would like to get to. Instead of working in a business, now the business is working for them. And that's where I'm at right now. So if anybody's out there thinking about it, then they should go for it, basically.
You brought up a key point a minute ago when you were saying that you didn't know anything about printing whatsoever. You didn't, and yet you were able to make a successful business out of something that you knew nothing about. How do you do that? Because I think a lot of people, they think that they'll get in business doing the thing that they do well. They come from that perspective. And so what's the difference in creating a business based on something you feel you can make work as compared to what it is that you already do well?
Right. Well, like you said, I didn't know anything about printing. I did my first trade show, was a disaster. My banners collapsed because I didn't know how to put up a banner. People ask me, do I do 4x6? I go, yes, I do 4x6. Didn't have a clue what it was, so I'd have to go home and Google it. They asked me about different types of paper. I had no clue of what the products were. But the thing that you need in any business is good customer service, quality, and good prices. And that's what I did. I had good products, I had good prices and good service. Now, the thing as a business owner, you're never going to know everything. It's good to know what you have to do in your business. What I did, I went out and got someone who does printing. And I said to him, look, I'll bring the business in because that's what I do. All you have to do is print the product with quality and speed, and we'll get it out. And that's what we did. I started with one person, Jimmy. He started with me. He ran my machines. I went out and I did all the networking, all the marketing, and I brought the business in. Then I got myself a graphic designer because I used to try graphic myself. I mean, that's how I learned. I was the only one doing the graphic when I started. I was terrible at it, but it's something I had to do. I brought in an intern. I told him to give me a year, and if he gives me a year doing good, I'll bring him on full time. He's been with me 6 years too. So everyone I've brought on, I've built them to believe in themselves and the products that they do, that now they don't even want to go home unless the job is done. And if there's something wrong with a product, they'll say, John, I want to reprint this because I'm not happy with it. That's the kind of employees I was trying to build. So for me, I think is quality, good customer service, and good prices. No matter what business you're doing, you can make it if you use those three methods there.
And your business model seems to be one of a business owner as compared to where a lot of times people get in business and they're self-employed and they call themselves self-employed. Mm-hmm. What made you take the route of developing the team building aspect, wanting to grow your employees? Why did you take that route as compared to maybe you could have just been a self-employed guy, had one person working for you, or maybe even just yourself?
Well, that's the thing is you take on all these responsibilities. I ran the machine myself. I did the graphic design myself. I did the sales myself. And I figured out that, you know what, this is not for me. I don't do this. Let me bring in people who are qualified, because that's what you have to do. I'm bringing in people who run the front. I'm bringing in people who do graphic design, who prints. That's their job. And now my job is to go out and get the business. If I get the business, I make the money, I can pay them. And that's what I built in them. And I sat down with them and said, look, this is the situation we're in. I need you guys to help me. By you getting the jobs out on time with quality and speed, it allows me to pay you more. It allows me to give you health insurance. I don't have to, but I give them these things because I want to show them that I believe in them. I mean, the young lady who started with me, no experience in the business. She's one of my greatest employees right now in our large format department. She runs it. She's like 20 years old. But her work ethic is amazing because when she came there, she was all over the place. And I just brought her in as a team. I sat her down last week and I told her, you're an amazing person. I can't pay you what you're worth, but I'd like to give you a pay rise. I don't have to, but I wanted to just let her know that you are doing an outstanding job, and they'll give you 100%. Not that tell everybody go and give all the employees a raise, but you got to build that, that they are amazing, give them confidence in themselves.
When did you get to the point where you had really developed this team, this rapport, to the point where you could trust these people to take care of your business when you weren't there, which is kind of, that's where you are now, right?
Right. I'd say it took me about 4 to 5 years because you have to go through getting rid of some of the people just doesn't fit with what you're looking for. And I knew what I was looking for, and certain people I'd say, won't fit in my model. So I had to get rid of those people. I tried different type of people. but I ended up working with the younger crowd. I mean, people say, how can you work with young? They're on the text, they're doing this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. John, we're going to take a short break here to honor our sponsors, and we'll be back in a few minutes. We'll talk more about your business, and we're also going to introduce Brett Marshall with Code 4 Bikes. Stay tuned to PR Connections, the business edition. We are talking business on PR Connections at News Talk KDWN 720 AM and KDWN.com. The phone lines are still open at 702-257-5396. We love to get your phone calls related to business and investing, all aspects of growth in business. And so please pick up the phone and give us a call if you have any questions. For the lowest prices in town on ink and toner, visit Nancy Mehta at Cartridge World. Call 702-586-0234 or visit their website, cartridgeworld.com/Henderson. Right before we went to the commercial break, I was speaking with John Pinington. He is the owner of AA Printing Services, and he was talking about his entrepreneurial journey. And he had a point he wanted to touch on right before we went to break. And you remember now, John?
Oh, yeah. No, what I was talking about was investing in your employees, basically. I've tried several different kind of employees over the time, older, younger, and I found by going with the younger one and investing in them, it does help. I joined a program where you help young teens to get their first job as a training, and if you like them, you could bring them on, and that's what I did. They had no experience in printing. We brought them in, we trained them, and now they're running our department. And these girls are like 20, 21 years old, and they're amazing, but you had to build that in them, confidence, and to make them believe in the jobs that they're doing. So I said to any business owner, you have to invest in your employees, because I've come across a business owner who said, I don't have to train them. That's not my job. They should have had that training at home. But you got to understand, people come into your business, they don't see your vision. You have to train them and teach them your vision to be able to follow through. And that's what my employees are doing right now. They see my vision. I don't need to be there no more.
And Brett Marshall's got a vision. He is the owner of Code 4 Bikes, which is a unique business. And Brett and I have known each other for years. We are in the entertainment business. And,
That's right.
And you've been around entertainment a long time, Brett, beyond what you and I have worked together on all these shows.
Oh, yeah, my entire life. Yeah, I was a bicycle performer since I was 16 years old. That's back in the 80s.
And so you've got this business, and you and I have been talking about it for a couple of years that you've been developing. I didn't even know for the longest time that this was something that you did as an actual business where you build and repair bikes.
Yeah, I reluctantly got involved with police and security bikes. When I moved out here, I was having my second knee operation, trying to figure out what was next, because an aging BMX performer is not a good retirement plan, I guess. So I started working on security bikes by a fluke, and basically they're using, basic entry-level mountain bikes for security patrols, and I noticed how fast they were breaking down, how uncomfortable they were for what they were using them for, so I ended up developing my own bicycle. So that's what I'm doing right now, trying to get that going.
How does it work, you developing your own bicycle? I mean, the visual that comes for a lot of people is how many different things can you do with a bicycle?
Oh, there's a lot of things you can do. Obviously, we all know who Lance Armstrong is, riding the road bikes, but of course there's mountain bike riding, there's beach cruisers, there's tricycles for kids. There's a million avenues and specialty bicycles out there. And I just happened to find a niche that hasn't been developed yet. So I developed my whole bicycle from the ground up. I got a patent for it. And now I'm in the stage of trying to find an investor to build a manufacturing company for them, because I invested in 100 bikes out of my pocket. So I'm in debt for those, and they're almost gone. They sell real well. People love them because they're so comfortable. They're basically designed a commercial-rated bicycle that's easy to repair in the field, lasts a long time, and is super comfortable for guys that these guys and security people don't realize that the casinos and the HOAs are patrolling your neighborhoods, and the parking lots where you're parking your cars are riding for 8-hour shifts, and they really got to be comfortable. So I just re-engineered the bicycle so it's more comfortable and more durable, and nobody's found that niche, so that's where I'm trying to get into.
Right. There's this saying that there's nothing new under the sun. So every business concept that any of us have basically have been used by other people. It's just being astute enough to strike upon something where you see that there is a hole in a
Absolutely.
niche.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Is almost everything's done. I mean, if you think about it, in like the restaurant industry, everybody's been doing the industry in the restaurant, so you've got to find your niche. Or like John does the printing, you got to be able to develop your company so that the people will want to. You have to do it so good and develop your niche and your customer base so they want to come to you eventually in the end. So the business runs itself. And I just found a hole in the industry that I just worked my way into and developed my own product.
How did you develop the customer base? Because I know you were saying a couple of minutes ago you were able to build these bikes and then you sold a bunch of them, but you have to have someone to sell to.
Yeah, exactly. So what happened was a friend of mine and I were riding our mountain bikes at a park, and there was a patrol officer for one of the local security companies that patrols basically the parking lot where you park. You know, nobody wants to go to a park or a casino and have their car broken into, so they're patrolling the parking lots with bicycles, and they weren't maintained properly. And I found out through talking to this guy and fixing his bike with my friend that I was riding with that, you know, a security company has 20 or 30 bikes that need to be maintained that are scattered around the Clark County, or like the casino might have anywhere from 8 to 20 bikes. And to service those at a bike shop, they'd have to load them all up, and they're not really equipped to do that. So I developed a company that repairs their bikes on property. And then from there, I was looking at all the issues they were having with the current bicycles they were using, and I found one after another problem that I could fix, and that's how the bicycle actually became. I didn't really think of anything new. I just applied different methods to make bicycles last longer and perform better in their field.
And what has the response been from the people who you've been doing business with? Obviously, you've made some sales.
Yeah, I made a lot of sales. They were skeptical. The hardest part, the obstacle to get over, and I'm sure John with his printing business came. You know, you're bursting into the scene doing something, and everybody's a little skeptical. You know, who is this guy? What's he doing? And you're just starting out, and I'm coming to. I don't really have a shop to work at because my whole business was predicated on fixing their bikes at their sites. So they don't see a shop, they don't see anything, and then I show up in a little van to fix all their parts and all their bikes and make them run. And then I said, hey, I developed a whole bicycle that could save you tons of money. They're a little skeptical. How does this guy working on a van develop a bicycle? So I basically, the first few bikes I had to just put them out in the field and have them test them, put them side by side with what they're using, and say, I'm not going to sell you the bike. I'm going to let you try the bike with just put it underneath the guy that doesn't know how to shift properly and doesn't know anything about bikes, and put them side by side and see how much money this bicycles will save you in the long run. And the guys actually fight over the bikes when I do put one in there because they're so comfortable. So when the guys are fighting over the bike, they know they're going to be patrolling, doing their job better just because of the bike.
What has been the key to your success so far? What is it that you have done that has enabled you to sell all those bikes?
I think, no matter what businesses, like John touched on, was that if you have good customer service and you're there for them and you have a quality product, from bicycles to printing, it's the same thing, except for you got to find your niche. That's the thing is, John hit it 100%, where I come in with a good product and a good service of repairing bikes, and their friends are going to tell their friends, their clients, and their the people they work with, and their peers are going to talk. How do you get your bikes fixed? We're having trouble. We have to go 10 miles down to the road to the bike shop, drop them off for a few days. Well, one director might talk to another director or whatever and say, well, we just have this guy come in. They just pass your information along. And that's, so like the social marketing thing. If John helps somebody out with printing and he goes and above and beyond what he really needs to do, or myself does that, then your client might say, hey, to one of his friends or because he's probably got 5 or 6 buddies that are friends, and it's the whole social networking that you're touching on, that once you get that ball rolling and people get to feel for what they're doing, they'll come to you. And as long as you keep replicating your good quality and services, then it sells itself, I think.
So a lot of what you've been picking up is referral business, and I know you've got contracts with some big casinos here in town also.
A lot of the casinos. It's my business is kind of unique, where I don't know if there's not really a security industry and a police industry social networks and like you said, some of these social media places, now you can get to them, but before social media, I couldn't target this police or security industry, but with social media, I can find all these niche groups within social media, and one person will tell another person, and that's how it's changing the industry.
Yeah, when you and I were talking about the vast possibility with a business like yours, because there are police stations and security people all over the world. I mean, I see a tremendous amount of potential with your business. I'm going to take our last commercial break, and when we come back, I want you to talk more about your business, and I also want to bring Don and John in to talk about things that they're doing within their businesses. And that's the collaboration segment, the mastermind segment, the last segment of our show. So stay tuned for more of PR Connections, the Business Edition with Guy Dawson. PR Connections, the Business Edition is coming to you live at News Talk KDWN 720 AM. And again, the phone lines are open at 702-257-5396 if you'd like to call in and discuss all things related to business with myself or the guests in the studio. Life Shots. For your health, a drink that guarantees health and wellness for you and your whole family. For without your health, what good is wealth? Call 702-493-7291 for a free 4-day supply. Right before we went to the commercial break, I was speaking with Brett Marshall. He is the owner of Code 4 Bikes. It's a company that creates, I guess, unique bikes.
Yeah, commercial bike. The best description of it, commercial bike, commercially rated patrol bike. Yeah,
a lot of competition in your industry.
Yeah, there's a lot of the big companies are building patrol and security bikes. I just don't think they're doing them right.
Yeah, and Brett was touching on the niche aspect of his business. And so as I was telling you all that, generally when we do these shows, the last segment is kind of the mastermind. It's a business mastermind segment of our broadcast. And so I'd like to talk about niches with the three of you over the last few minutes here. The value of niches and how you found yours. How about you, John?
Well, my niche was, and the way I found mine was I needed business cards done because I was told I couldn't use the cards I had at this breakfast meeting, and I needed it for the next day. And I kept calling everybody, and they said 3 to 4 days, 3 to 4 days. I said, but I need it tomorrow. Well, they couldn't produce business cards the next day. So that's when I got into researching about same-day printing, because in Vegas, everything moves fast. People don't plan too well. So my niche is we do same-day printing. So when I started my business, I call it AA, same-day printing, so people would know. And I changed the name to AA Printing Service eventually, but we provide same-day printing service, and that's our niche. And every time I tell somebody that, they go, wow. Hey, and I see it on Facebook. People go, does anybody know a printer who can get my stuff done today? And how many people refer me on Facebook? It's amazing. So that's your niche. And I'll say to any business owner, because I meet so many like photographers, wedding planner, all these people, computer repair. And they always tell me about their business. I said, well, what makes you different from everybody else? They don't have an answer. You have to have a niche. Even if you put a niche of same-day repair or quick turnaround or just something that makes you different from the other photographer down the road or the other wedding planner. You need a niche with any business you do.
How about you, Don? Niches in your business and why they are important.
Niches come in a variety of forms as well, but I know that I'm thinking of like 3 or 4 that my realtors have in themselves, but I know that for mine and the vision of our group is that we actually introduce the vision of passive income with every transaction that we sell. So whether somebody is looking to get into their first home and they're just starting out, or they're looking to get into their a rental property, we are actually teaching them how to create passive income streams and have the property work for them rather than them have to work for the property. So we're constantly saying, well, you might want to buy this home now, but you're going to have to always have a job to afford to live like this. So why not have the property work for you so you could actually have some time freedom and go and do the things that you'd like to do with your family?
And all three of them have given very specific niches that they use within their businesses. And one of my experiences I've worked with a lot of startup companies, and what I've seen through the years is that many business owners want to be all things to all people, and they think that they can just grab the whole market and just pull it to them, and that everyone will be beating down their doors to do business. And that's the furthest thing from the truth, right, you guys?
Oh, agreed.
Yeah, that I just did an article about that, actually. What the biggest things you regret in your starting up your business? Because when I started, I do everything. I do promotional product. I even went and bought mailboxes to put in there because I do mailboxes. I do stamps. I do T-shirts. But I was doing all these stuff and tying myself up with all the other products, apart from focusing what my niche was, printing. So now, 6 years later, I've got rid of the mailboxes. I got rid of the promotional stuff, T-shirt. I got rid of everything, and I've come back to where I started. So as a business owner, and I'm sure they do that there, they want to do everything just to grab the customers, but stay focused on what you started. That is your money-making product right there.
How about you, Brett? Thoughts on that?
Yeah, definitely. You got to, you're going into a business or a market that's already probably covered. So if you do what everybody else does, you're just going to be another face in the crowd. But you have to figure out your special niche of what you're going to do and focus on that, and then people will come to you eventually for what you're doing. I agree. A niche is huge.
Yeah, I went through the struggle with the development of my own business, and the niche that I decided that I would get into amongst PR and marketing firms out here in Vegas is that I could create broadcast opportunities. So rather than doing the traditional things, which I still do, my company buys and sells media, creates media opportunities through press releases and things. But the niche that Classic Communications fits in the market is that we not only can get you on radio shows, TV shows, in newspapers, but we also have platforms such as this show, as well as an internet television show, where we actually create media opportunities for you. And I hit upon that 5 years ago when I got the PR Connections radio show started, and my business has never been the same. It completely changed the direction of it. And Don, you've been around the whole time.
Yeah, I was going to say, to add on to what you're talking about, is when people start to really get congruent with what their niche is and their purposeful intention for why they do what they do, that starts to resonate with the other business owners and the networking that starts to happen. And that's where people start handing you off to other people, saying that this is the guy for printing. This is the guy if you want to have a specialty bike. Once you're in a networking group, that social aspect or the social media aspect of that also gives you a place that you can pull from where other business owners want you to succeed, which is, which a lot of people are like, oh, I got to swim upstream. And it actually is farthest from the truth there. You could actually surround yourself with all the right people to help you promote your niche and get you more business.
What's the quickest way to get to your niche? How about you, John?
You could call us at 702.
Well, get to your niche or give you a call and do some business, whatever you want to.
I would look at it.
No, go ahead and plug your business because we only got a few seconds.
Okay. Yeah, well, like I said, I'm John with AA Printing, and you could find us at 4800 South Maryland Parkway, just across from UNLV behind Starbucks. You could also find me on our website, www.aaprintinglasvegas.com, or give us a call at 702-527-7474.
And you, Brett, real quick?
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to mention that, like Las Vegas has been blessed with a lot of great bike shops, and I'm the last thing I want to do is compete with those great bike shops. So I developed my niche